9-year-old me would have done unspeakable things to be able to read this book. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Faith and thank you so much for watching. It is the first Sunday after Christmas, so obviously that means I'm going to give you my Christmas book haul. And guys, here's the thing. I believe in honesty, so I do need to tell you that today, the day I'm filming, is actually December 21st. Like a lot of people do, I will be spending Christmas with my family. And I want to keep to my posting schedule, and I will not have time between Christmas and the Sunday after Christmas, which is only like 3 days, to film and edit this video. So I have to film this before Christmas. Now you may be like, Faith, how are you giving us your Christmas book haul if it's not even Christmas yet? Let me tell you. I actually got these books on December 1st. If you watch my videos, you've probably seen them in the background of my videos for the past month. I went to Barnes & Noble on December 1st with my mom, and she was like, you know what, Faith? We both know I'm getting you books for Christmas, so you might as well just pick out all the books you want today while Barnes & Noble is having their 3-time stamp thing so that you get extra rewards. And that is what I did. So all of the books in this video are books that I was going to ask for Christmas. My mom just got them early for me. However, because at the time I'm filming this video, it's not Christmas yet, there is a chance that I do get more books or more bookish items. If I do get more books or bookish items, I will be posting a second haul on my TikTok and or Instagram in the next couple of days. So if that's something you'd be interested in, be sure to follow my TikTok and Instagram in the description below. First, we have The Wolf King by Lauren Palfreyman. I am so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I love shifter books. If you follow me for a while, that's not new news. I'm happy that they're becoming more mainstream and I'm seeing more in bookstores because I feel less shame about liking them now. And honestly, I say that, but I've never really felt shame for liking them. I'm also a firm believer that you shouldn't feel shame for liking the things you like unless they are illegal or morally wrong. And last I checked, there's nothing illegal or morally wrong about wanting to read about people who shift into wolves. I've been wanting to read this one for a while now, so I'm very excited to get to it. And then we have The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I've actually already read this one. And last week I did another episode in my series where I compare books to their film or TV show adaptation, and for that episode, I did The Housemaid. So if you liked this book, you should go check that out. I'm not going to review this book in this video because that is for my next week's video, my December reading wrap up, but I will say I've been wanting to read this for a while and I wanted to read it before the movie came out, so I guess it's a good thing that I got these early, or else I wouldn't have been able to watch the movie yet. Next is The Mating Game by Lana Ferguson, and I did just read this one as well. But again, I'm not going to rate it in this video, I'm going to rate it in next week's video. Yet another shifter romance. I will say, if you haven't read shifter books but you want to get into shifter books, I do feel like this book and The Fake Mate, which is the first book in the series, are a good place to start. They're very simple. They pretty much take place in the real world, just with some people being alphas, betas, and omegas. They're super simple and easy to understand in regards to the whole shifter thing, so I feel like they're a good starting point. And right now, I'm actually going to confess my sins. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I got all of these books on December 1st. This book did not come out until December 2nd. Why Barnes & Noble had this out available for sale and why they sold it to me before it released, I do not know. And I'm such a hypocrite because I talk so much crap about the people who bought books like Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, Sunrise on the Reaping early because stores already had it on their shelves, even though they knew that it hadn't released yet. However, I'm gonna give myself some grace because I didn't know when this book officially came out. I literally saw it on the shelf and said to my mom, oh, I didn't realize it was out yet. Oh yeah, December, it's out. Because all I remembered was it came out in December, I didn't know the exact date. And I also didn't even open the book until last week, well past the release date. So I actually will continue talking crap about the people who knowingly buy books early, and extra crap about the people who steal them because even though the stores put them on the shelves early, they don't let you buy it, so you decide to steal it instead and then spoil everything that happens. I'm talking lots of crap about y'all. However, I do still feel bad, so this is my formal apology to Lana Ferguson. I'm so sorry. And then we have Heart Check by Emily Charlotte. Y'all know I love a hockey romance. I do have a couple mutuals who have read this and said that it was a really cute read. However, I need no convincing to read a hockey romance book. If you just tell me, hey, this is a hockey romance book, I will read it. So that is the main reason I got this book. And I can't lie, I'm actually thinking about reading this book tomorrow, so by the time you've watched this video, I might have already read this as well. And then we have Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I have been wanting to read this book forever. However, I hadn't seen it in a store until the day I got it, and it was also the last copy that they had. So I got extremely lucky. I was actually unaware that this book was a duet, so they don't have their happy ending in this book, they'll have it in the next book. Which is fine, I have no problem reading a duet. However, that second book isn't out yet, so I might hold off on reading this just a little bit because I do think it comes out within the next few months. However, we'll see how that lasts because like I said, I've been wanting to read it forever and I don't know how long I can wait. And then we have Wings of Starlight by Alison Saft. And we're actually going to take a second to admire how cute this book is. This is the front and this is the back, and also not sure how well you can see it, but it is also signed by the author. I loved Tinkerbell so much as a kid. I say that as if I don't still love the Tinkerbell movies, which I do. But 9-year-old me would have done unspeakable things to be able to read this book. Obviously, I've seen Secret of the Wings, so I do know how this ends, and I'm not really ready for that. Spoiler if you haven't seen Secret of the Wings. I'm really hoping this has an epilogue that takes place after Secret of the Wings and it has them getting back together. If not, I need another book about them getting back together because I don't care the risks. I want them together so bad. That being said, I have not read this yet, so I don't know if they reveal more risks and my mind will change about that. However, what I do know is that I will sob uncontrollably while reading this book. Pretty big tone shift here. Next we've got Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I'm wanting to get more into high and epic fantasy, and to my understanding, that's exactly what this book is. The first time I remember seeing or hearing about this book was about a year ago at Waterstones in London, and ever since then, every time I go to Barnes & Noble, I see it and I really want to get it. However, I just didn't until now. And since then, I've also seen it on a ton of people's bookshelves, so I'm assuming it's going to be good. And lastly, we have Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. First of all, I just love the covers for this series. I haven't heard anyone have anything bad to say about this book. Like, I quite literally haven't heard a single negative thing about it. And based on everything I have heard about it, it sounds really good. I believe this is a 7-book series, so I'm not 100% sure when I will get to this, just because for a series like this, where reading them in order matters, I do like to read them back to back to back, and this is the only one that I have at the moment. So I don't know exactly when I'll get to it. However, I do really want to read it, so I'm betting on sooner than later. Okay guys, I actually had time to squeeze this in, so I also got the special editions of Binding 13 and Keeping 13. I love these books so much. Johnny and Shannon are easily my favorite Boys of Tom and couple. I don't know if I'm going to get this edition of the rest of the books, just because to my knowledge, they never confirmed that they're going to do the completed series. So for me, I just feel like if they're not going to do the completed series, I might as well just get the ones for my favorite couple. That being said, Gibbsy and Claire are my second favorite couple, so I kind of also want the Taming 7 one. And the spines are numbered, so I feel like it would be weird if I just had 1, 2, and 5. I also feel like it'd be weird if they didn't complete it and I only had Taming 7 and didn't have their second book. So I'm not sure yet, but I definitely knew that I wanted these two, so I'm so glad to finally have them. And then I got Already at Risk by Amelie Reese. If you watch my videos, you know that this is one of my favorite romance series of all time. I've also said this like 100 times, but I was lucky enough to receive the ARC for this book, so I have already read it, but I'm so glad to finally have it for my bookshelf. It also came with a couple cute stickers, and then it also came with this cute page overlay. For full transparency, at the time of posting this, we have not done our full Christmas yet. So while I think this is going to be the full haul, I can't know for sure just because we haven't done our full Christmas yet. So if there is more to the haul, I will post that on my TikTok and or Instagram. If you're interested, both of those are in the description below, so be sure to follow me there so you don't miss that. Of course, I have to give a massive thank you to my parents. Love you guys. I love watching Christmas hauls and book hauls, and I love Christmas book hauls even more. So if you did a Christmas book haul, feel free to let me know in the comments below and I will check that out. But I think that is all that I have for you guys today. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow my Instagram and my TikTok, which are linked in the description below for more bookish content. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. Love you guys. Bye!